Hey and welcome to the part 5 in this video series about Liwa Tower in Abu Dhabi. This is how far we came. The last time we moved the columns, vertical columns from Grasshopper and Rhino to Revit. That's these columns. Now we are going to move diagonal columns from Grasshopper and Rhino to Revit, and I already did that. That's those diagonal columns we are going to move. We will do that together. I will explain what we are going to do. As always, we are moving the information from Rhino and Grasshopper to Revit through Revit families, and we are going to make a family for this diagonal column. I will show you the family. Let's see. Go to the left view and you see we have two voids. We are going to create two voids. This void that corresponds to this vertical column. This vertical column is cutting through the diagonal one. Let me turn on the diagonal column, even in Rhino and Grasshopper. This void corresponds to this vertical column that is cutting through the diagonal column, and we are going to read the information from Rhino and Grasshopper and move that information to the parameters in Revit family. I will show you the parameters. In this case, we made a sweep void, and here are our parameters. And then we are also going to make one more void. That's this one. That one has also its own parameters. That one we need in order to cut the columns. Let's see. So that the top of the column is parallel with the floor of the building. So let's get started. I will turn off the panels to start with. I can turn off the floors as well. Panels I have under generic models. Now I only have the columns, and I will erase the columns that I did in order to check how it's going to work and how to make the family. I will erase this one as well, and we will start from the beginning together. I will close the family and we will make a new family together. Now I will not save the changes. I will close this view. Let's get started. I have my diagonal somewhere here, I think. That's here. I will store it in an empty geometry component, call it diagonal. Wire display hidden, move it here. We go to Revit and take this column component, and this diagonal is going to be our location line. Now you see Revit chose my previous family. Now I will make a new family for this diagonal column. Go to New, Family, English, and Structural Column. Structural Column, open. Let's start with the column. Take extrusion, circle, and one more. Let's make some parameters, and this one as well. This outer circle is going to have a type parameter that I call diameter. Okay, and this inner circle is going to have type parameter as well that I call diameter 1. Let's check it. The diameter for the previous column was 280, and this was, I don't know, let's say 200, doesn't matter for now. I will also change the depth. It's going to be equal to diameter and even the width. I will make a new parameter that I will call thickness. It's also going to be type parameter. The thickness is going to be, let's say, 10 millimeters. And then the diameter 1, the inner diameter, is going to be calculated parameter that equals to diameter space minus space thickness. Okay, and that's because we want to control the thickness of the column and the diameter of the column. Choose this one, and now make a new parameter for the length of the column. the length is going to be on the instance level, and we will call this parameter the center line length. Okay, and let's see if I go to the front view, I can extrude the column. And now I will choose, okay, now I will save this family and I will call it D1. I think I already have D1. I will replace it. Yes. And load into project. Overwrite the existing version. And choose here D1. We go to element parameter and connect this column to the input value. E stands for element. Here we have P input value that stands for the parameter, and the parameter name is the center line length. Okay, connect, and we need the value, and the value is going to be the length of the diagonal line. We go to curve and length. Now we have the correct length. Now we will make the first void. We go to, I think I will go to the right view. We will use sweep void to make this first void that corresponds to the vertical column. Go to create, void, sweep void, and sketch path. Don't pick path, use always sketch path if you are working with parameters on sweep void, otherwise you are not going to be able to edit the parameters if you use pick path. This is my path. Check. I need a profile. I will double click on this profile plane. Go to the 3D view, take this circle, draw a circle, dimension, and this is going to be diameter. Yes. Okay, check and check again. Go to the right view, and now I see I made a mistake when I did this. Basically we need to sketch the path on this reference plane, or no, we need to sketch the path on this reference plane. I will erase my void and start from the beginning. Go to the right view, create, sweep void, set work plane to center, left, right. And now I will draw my path. No. Now I will draw my path. That was just a line. Check and double click the profile plane. Go to the 3D view and draw a circle. Add the dimension and make a parameter of this dimension, and this is going to be diameter. And now I can check and check again. Now I have my void, and this line I can erase. Go to the right view. So this is my first void. Now I need to add some more parameters to the void. Choose the void, edit sweep, and you always add parameters in relation to the path. Let's see, I want this point to be at the same height as the length of the column. That's this one. And I need the angle between this line and this central line. And I will call this parameter for, it's going to be on the instance level, and I will call it the void tube. Okay. Now I'm happy. My first void. Now I will save it and load into project. Overwrite the existing version. And now I will find the angle between the center line of this vertical column and the center line of this diagonal column. And I have my vertical line. I will store this vertical line in a new empty house component. I will call it vertical line, and I will have a wire display hidden, and I will move it here. Now I will go to vectors and bring the angle component, and the angle is going to be between the vertical line and the diagonal. These are my values. I'm going to push to the Revit project file through the Revit family and go to Revit and bring a new element parameter component. Connect the column to this E element input value. The name of the parameter is the void tube, I think. And these are my values. Let's see. Yeah, that's correct. And now I will cut this top here so that the top is parallel with the floor levels. So let's go back to our family, go to the right view and make a new void with parameters. This time I'm going to use extrusion. I will take extrusion. That's because we cannot define parameters on void extrusion. We will define parameters on solid extrusion and then we will change the solid to void and cut the column. Take this line and just sketch a void, a new void, and now I will define some parameters. I want the distance between this point and this lower reference level, and this is going to be the length of the center line, and then I want the angle between this line and this line. Take this angular dimension, choose this line and make a new parameter. This is going to be the instance level and I'm going to call this one the void top. Okay, and check. Let's see. We'll go to the front view and extend this void, and now I can change it to void and cut. Save. Let me see if I extend this. The voids are following, and let's see if I change the angle for void top, if the family is going to work or if it's going to break. It looks that it works. Save and load it project. Overwrite the existing version. Now we need to define the parameters to read the information in Grasshopper and push it to Revit through Revit family. We will do the same thing. We will take new element parameter component, connect it to the element, and the name of the parameter is the void top, I think. And now I need the angle between this center line and the vector that is going from the top of the center line in this direction. And I already have the coordinates for my grid, that is starting point for everything. Here is my grid, and I think I will take this X vector. I'm not sure, let me check. Go to display, vector display. This is the vector and anchor point is this origin. Yeah, that's correct. I need the angle between this center line here and X and the vector. I think I will reverse this X vector. Go to vector, reverse, reverse. I have two. I have one vector that's going from this point and one that is going from this point. I only want this one. And let's see. I will have list item. I still have two. 19, and now I have, here I have 38, now here I have 19. Exactly, I will connect it here and here. I think I will take this one, store it in this empty house component. I will call it vector X, var display hidden. Still two vectors. Oh, well, I take this one and move it here. This is my vector X. Now I will construct a plane and the origin of the plane is going to be the top of the diagonal line. And I will copy this diagonal line, put it here, go to curve, start and end point, connect. This is my end point, and that's going to be the origin of my plane, and x direction is going to be this vector. And basically I will deconstruct the plane now, and now I will choose this x vector again. And the difference between this vector x and this vector x is that this vector x is in this endpoint of the diagonal line. And I will find the angle between the diagonal line and this x vector. Here is my diagonal line. This is my vector and the degrees. See if it makes any sense. And you see here it's 125 degrees, between 109 to 125 degrees. And basically I think Grasshopper is reading this angle. This is too wide. I think we need to subtract by 90. Go to math, minus, and no. And 90 is P divided by 2. P is utilities, yes, here, divided by 2. Let me read the values, connect them to the degrees. Now it makes more sense. And let's connect these values to V input value and see if it works. Yes, it works. The void top, it's different. I think it works. Let's see this one. Yeah. Select all instances of this C column and hide. Now we see it is parallel with the floor level. So that's basically how you control this diagonal column with the help of two voids. Let's group this one. Just set the C column. Basically I did this a couple of times, and the first time it worked and the second time it didn't work. And it didn't work because you have to be careful with the information about the angle. And for instance, if we connect this information without subtracting with 90 degrees, then the family is going to break. Let's undo. So it's important to read the right information, as well as it is important to take into the consideration the constraints of Revit families. That's all for now. Thank you for watching.